I have always had a thing for horror movies. Slashers, supernatural haunts, creature features. I can't think of any horror subgenre that I don't have at least one film that I enjoy from it. The major difference that separates horror from the rest of the genres, that, in my opinion anyway, is that even the bad horror movies are still worth a watch. Mostly to poke fun of at, but still. This is why I made this video. Welcome to Creepy Family Reviews. I am your host, Creepy Uncle Vito, and in this video I will be going over a horror film named Third Night. Now this video will contain spoilers for the film, so this is your only warning. Although, once you watch this video, you probably wouldn't want to see it anyway. Now, why am I reviewing a terrible horror movie and not a classic or big box office hit? Well, mainly because everyone already knows all there is to Jason, Freddy, Michael, and all the other classic villains. What could I honestly tell you that you didn't already know? Plus, I believe there's a certain charm to low-budget horror movies that you really can't get anywhere else. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the first episode of Shitty Cinema. Shitty Cinema. That's the best we got? Shitty Cinema. We couldn't have thought of anything else that was, a little bit more horror-related? Okay, fair enough. But shitty cinema? Alright, yeah, it'll work. Really? Third Night begins with a woman who is removing a for sale sign from the side of the road. Seems that a lovely couple has moved into a 10-acre orchard and are wanting to separate themselves from the hustle and bustle of modern life and settle down on a piece of land to grow old and have a family, which they waste no time in doing. Typical horror cliche. Didn't these people watch Scream? You do the horizontal tango, you become a psycho's next plaything. This movie is separated into chapters, appropriately called nights. The first night finds our lovely couple, Jonathan and Megan Reed, settling in and making some dinner. Although someone seemed to have forgotten to bring the silverware with them because they begin chowing down on some spaghetti with their hands. Fucking barbarians. They even complained that the realtor gave them a bottle of wine that isn't up to par with their standards. It's free booze. Just drink the shitty wine and move on with your day. Ungrateful bastards. During dinner, Megan mentions that their cat, Nook, is missing and is really concerned. Now, Jonathan doesn't seem like he gives a shit, but just goes along with it. Happy wife, happy life, right? In true horror movie fashion, their first romp in the new house gets interrupted by a peeping Tom. Although I would like to point out that they do not have any curtains anywhere in the house. Now, if that's their thing, no worries, no kink shaming here at the Creepy Family. But I feel like that should be on a checklist somewhere when you move into a new house. Bed? Check. Clothes? Check. Food? Check. Espresso machine? Check. Okay, that last one may be just me, but damn it, I'm old. I need my caffeine. The following morning, a creepy note is found taped to their front door. Now, Megan seems a little put off, but John doesn't seem to pay it no mind. We will find that this will be a theme for John. Creepy threatening note? Oh, it must just be kids. Yeah, fuck that, man. I'm calling 911, or whatever the Australian equivalent is. We just moved to a farm in the middle of nowhere and get a fucked up note the first morning. Where's my nearest ammunition? While this movie doesn't feature a lot of jump scares, the ones that they do have work pretty well. Now, after telling his wife that he had to chase a rat out of the bathroom, she gives him some shit for telling her, but takes a shower anyway. Only for this to happen. Gotta love the funny guys, right? During a morning romp in the woods, with an audience, mind you, this dude looks like he just wants to keep the bloodlines pure, if you catch my drift. They both fall asleep. Now, I know the stereotype for men after hanky-panky, but homeboy didn't even pull up his pants. Yeah, dude's gonna have ticks on his ass hairs for sure. Within the next few minutes of the movie, Megan starts looking for Nook again. Now, after a few minutes, she just starts bawling. Now, I get that pets are important, but good God, lady, calm the fuck down. Immediately after a quick cry, Megan begins throwing up, showing the first signs that she is pregnant. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but she was just impregnated maybe a few hours ago. Isn't it a little early for morning sickness? Again, I'm not a woman, and I've never had a kid, thank the gods, but please bear with my stupidity if this is actually a thing. We cut to the dude who got a free show in the woods, teaching a kid how to skin what seems like a rabbit. I don't know what it was, I only saw it once the skin was off. Only to immediately give the kid a beer. Now, I don't know how old he was, but he couldn't have been older than 14, maybe 15. Now, I get having a beer with your dad, but damn, you could have waited a bit longer there, Mr. Deliverance. At the start of the second night, John sees someone in the fields and begins to chase them. They escape, of course, but somehow Megan catches up to him. John's out of breath from his jog, but Megan is right as rain. Later on in the night, someone with what I can only assume is a Cruella de Vil glove begins to caress Megan while she is sleeping. Yeah, totally not creepy. John wakes up to get himself a glass of water, and we see the silhouette of someone behind him. Someone is in the house. Dun dun dun. Seeing that the barn's light is on, John goes to check it out. In his underwear! Dude has no pants or shoes on. Now, I'm no expert, obviously, but Australia has the top 10 deadliest snakes in the world, spiders the size of Scooby-Doo, and kangaroos that can knock your ass out quicker than a drink from Bill Cosby. Why the fuck are you barefoot in the middle of the night in the Australian outback? Dude went from dipshit to the kind of guy who believes that a girl can't get pregnant if she's on top. Someone check this dude out. He should not be breeding. Inside the barn, John finds some bizarre occult-looking symbol painted on the wall. Aside from one other moment in this movie, this makes no impact on the plot. So why have it? To make the movie more scary. Ooh. Just as this random-ass symbol makes no sense, Mr. Deliverance is now giving his kid an imaginary bath. The kid is in the tub, fully clothed, and he is getting water poured over him. The kid even pretends that he gets soap in his eye. When the ever-loving fuck was in that beer? The following morning, John is in the barn, wiping away the symbol on the wall. This dipshit is wiping away evidence for the police, who should have been called by now! And what happens when Megan says that they should call the police? Oh, it's just some dumb kids, don't worry about it. Dude, you've had a peeping Tom, several threatening notes taped to your house, and your cat's missing. That sounds like a 911 situation to me. Yeah, this dude, yeah, he deserves to die. Not too long after Captain Dipshit gets rid of evidence, Megan does find Nook in her oven. Now, I admit that I'm not a pet kind of guy, but this was a little dark, even for me. Now, luckily, we don't actually see the cat, it's just heavily implied. What confuses me, though, is that Megan is somewhat blaming John for it. She doesn't outright say it, mind you, but she is definitely not wanting to be near him. Confusing to me, but given how she found the cat, I can't say I blame her. We all do weird things when we are grieving. After thinking someone is in the house, John looks in the closet to find the same symbol from the barn painted on the wall, along with another note and the message, "No police." Yeah, fuck that. I'd be calling the police right then and there. But is that what John does? No, of course not. We then cut to our favorite peeping Tom sharing weed with the kid. First beer, now weed. Okay, now, I can't give them too much shit. I enjoy both. But good God, man, let the kid grow up a little first. The fucked up thing is that the kid handles the weed better than the beer. Good for him? I don't know anymore. A few hours later, John is burying the cat when he sees Father of the Year and the kid mocking him for caring about the cat. Yeah, so John starts chasing after them, and of course the two hillbillies run. In the middle of the chase, we cut back to Megan, who is doing the smart thing and calling the police. Thank fuck someone around here has a brain cell. The problem is, the police are totally useless. When Megan says that someone killed their cat, the cop only says to go to the pet store and get another one. Yeah, nice police work there, asshole. After hanging up, Megan pretty much reaches rock bottom. We can see her taking a glug from the wine she got from the realtor. She's drinking while pregnant now. I swear, no one in this movie deserves to live. Now, not too long after that, though, Megan seems to get really dizzy and goes to bed. Back to our chase, Dad of the Year gets ready to shoot John when someone with a sledgehammer kills him in front of the kid. Now, throughout this movie, I thought it was too easy for Mr. Deliverance to be the quote-unquote killer. I've seen too many of these slasher movies to know that the obvious choice is very rarely the right one. I would have been more surprised if it was him, to be honest. Who is the killer? Why, it's this person in a cat, rat, rabbit mask thing. I have no idea what this mask is supposed to be, but it is creepy, I'll give them that. It is about this time that a miracle happens. John finally does a smart thing and gets ready to leave the house. When he's pulling his car out of the garage, the kid is in the back seat and pleads to go with him. This is where John goes back to his old self and tells the kid to wait by the car while he gets Megan. He leaves the kid in his running car and tells him to wait. Damn it, John, you were finally doing something right! While it seems that the kid is going to wait, he does begin to start rolling up the windows. On the last one, a hand reaches in and grabs him. Now, I don't know if it was an issue in the editing of this movie or an intentional choice, but the cut between the hand grabbing the kid and the next scene was way too quick. Half a second of a gasp from the kid, and then we are in the next scene. I don't know, I could be reading too much into it though. John, who is carrying what now seems to be like a drugged Megan, goes back outside to see the car is missing. Of course, he blames the kid. Fair enough, but oh, what is this I see? Another car with the back door open? How convenient. Tossing Megan in the back seat, John is immediately conked on the back of the head with a sledge, killing him. You know, I can't really say he didn't deserve that. The cat, rat, rabbit mask, whatever it is, hops into the driver's seat with Megan still in the back and begins to drive off. They pass by the kid in the first car just to confirm to everyone that, oh yeah, the kid totally did die. Well, thanks for that, movie. I would have never have guessed. We then zoom in for way too long on Megan's crotch to show that there is blood, indicating that there is something wrong with the fetus, I guess. It doesn't really go into any further detail after that. Some time has passed, and there is a new couple with a daughter moving into the same house. Time for round 2, I guess. The wife is spraying Febreze all over the house, saying that it doesn't smell right. The husband passes it off, saying that it's just the country. Sure, dude, the country totally smells like blood and overcooked cat. Too soon? Yeah, too soon. There's a knock on the door, and it's the realtor dropping off some housewarming gifts. A very poorly painted painting, the same wine as before, what have you. This lady is fucking creepy, and that's coming from me. Now, the realtor takes a picture of the lovely family and heads back to her car, where we see pictures of a bunch of couples with their faces scratched off. That's right, folks. The realtor did it, and it seems like she's been doing it for a while because there seems to be about a dozen or so. We end the movie with the new couple hanging up the painting. We slowly zoom into the hole that the husband drilled to see what was causing the smell that the wife was smelling earlier. The bodies of John and Megan. Now as we zoom into Megan, the last shot of the film is of her blinking. Roll the credits! While I do enjoy shitty horror movies, they're basically comedies to me, this one isn't really all that terrible. It isn't good by any means, but it does have some charm. There was a good idea here, but it didn't explore anything that would have made it more interesting. Like, what was that symbol all about? Why was the realtor doing all this? Who the fuck was Mr. Deliverance and the kid? Now, luckily enough, this movie was only about an hour and 20 minutes long or so I don't feel like I wasted a day of my life watching this. Do I recommend it? Yeah, but only if you're looking for shitty horror movies to tear apart for movie night with the family. Grab a couple beers, some popcorn, and watch some dipshits get killed. Sounds like fun to me.